religion, immigration, and community cohesion. Welcoming strangers is an important aspect of many religions. The Old Testament says, "You shall also love the stranger, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt," and cursed is anyone who withholds justice from the foreigner. Whilst the New Testament says, "Extend hospitality to strangers, and the one who loves another has fulfilled the law." In Islam, there are also clear commands to be generous to people who are from other communities. Righteousness is not that you turn your faces towards the east or to the west, but righteousness is one who believes in Allah, the last day, the angels, the book, the prophets, and gives wealth in spite of love for it to relatives, orphans, the needy, and the travellers. Most religions are very welcoming to people who decide to join their communities, since most religions aim to increase their numbers of followers by gaining converts. There are some exceptions to this. For example, some forms of Judaism don't believe that people need to be Jews in order to have a relationship with God or go to heaven, so they don't seek converts. Many religions have special ceremonies, for example baptism, which converts can take part in to show that they now belong to a particular religion. Leaving a religion isn't always greeted so well. In some countries, such as Saudi Arabia and Iran, converting someone from Islam to another religion is a crime which can be punishable by death or imprisonment. Jehovah's Witnesses still practice disfellowshipping, which until very recently meant completely shunning any of the members who decided to leave their faith. Apostasy, abandoning or renouncing a religion, has been used as an excuse to persecute many people throughout history. For example, during the Spanish Inquisition in the Middle Ages. In theocracies, countries where religion is the base of government and law, rules around what people can and can't do are often different from in democracies. Democratic countries tend to value human rights more than theocratic countries do. This is because democratic countries are more likely to follow the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was originally published in 1948 as a result of the horrors of World War II. It was based on the idea that all human beings are equal in dignity and equally entitled to the same rights. In a theocracy, however, it's not the word of humans which matters, but the words attributed to the God the people believe in, and so a theocracy is based on the teachings of a holy text. One of the human rights outlined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is the freedom of movement. The Declaration states that everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state, and everyone has the right to leave any country, including their own, and to return to their country. People who legally migrate to a democratic country can usually expect to practice their own religion or cultural traditions without being arrested or legally punished. However, in a theocracy, this isn't always the case. For example, Saudi Arabia, an Islamic theocracy, does not permit any faith to be publicly practiced other than Islam, so there are no public churches or temples in the country. This means, for example, that Saudi Arabia's 250,000 Hindus aren't allowed an official place of worship. Only Islamic public worship is allowed, and the legal system favours Muslims over people of other religions when it comes to awarding compensation in claims. Of course, democratic countries also have their own issues. Even though it's perfectly legal for people to practice their different religions in democratic countries, it doesn't always lead to social cohesion. The idea of multiculturalism isn't popular with everybody, although most people have no problems with living in a multi-ethnic society. Sometimes tensions can result from different religious groups coexisting in a society. One recent example in the UK was when there were protests by a minority of residents, many of whom were Muslim but also some Christians, against the teaching of LGBT issues in a local primary school in Birmingham. In France, there's been a lot of controversy over the last few years about whether cartoons featuring the Prophet Muhammad should be allowed, as Muslims are not allowed to draw or depict the Prophet Muhammad. During these troubles, at least 13 people were killed by so-called Islamic extremists as a result of cartoons being shared or displayed. Christian groups have also been involved in disruptive protests over the years. For example, in America, the Westboro Baptist Church frequently staged demonstrations against homosexuality and other things they thought were sinful, as well as a group called 40 Days for Life harassing pregnant women outside abortion clinics. Freedom of speech and freedom of religious expression are therefore rights which can come into conflict with each other, as well as between the different groups in wider society. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for all your RE, PSHE and citizenship videos. Thank you.